there, folks. Welcome aboard the Disneyland Railroad. Please remain seated. Keep your hands, arms, feet, and legs inside the train at all times. And please supervise young children. Keep away from the opening of the train. Our next stop will be New Orleans Square Station.
Well, we got a slow-moving train ahead of us, folks. As soon as they clear New Orleans Square Station, we'll get our green light and be able to proceed into New Orleans Square Station. Should be just a moment or two to be able to proceed. Thanks for your patience, everyone.
This train is now due to depart, folks. Once again, please remain seated the entire time. Keep your hands, arms, and legs inside the train. Make sure all children are sitting down on their back pockets on the bench on your laps away from the openings. Our next stop will be New Orleans Square.
Hello, folks. Welcome aboard the Disneyland Railroad. We're now embarking on a grand circle tour of the Magic Kingdom with stops at New Orleans Square, Mickey's Toontown, and Tomorrowland, followed by a visit to the Grand Canyon and Primeval World. We got a lot of traveling ahead of us, so remember, for a safe trip, you need to stay seated, keeping your hands, arms, feet, and legs inside the train. And please, watch your children.
Bienvenidos a bordo del Disneyland Railroad. Para su seguridad, permanezca sentado y mantenga las manos, brazos, pies y piernas dentro del tren. Y cuide a los pequeños. Gracias.
Uh-oh. Did you folks hear that? Sounds to me like we've reached the wilds of Adventureland, where you just might run into a lot of savage critters out there, including lions and tigers and tiki birds.
Looks like we may be stopping again, folks. If we do, please remain seated. This is not New Orleans Square Station, as you may have noticed.
We're
smack dab in the middle of the jungle.
New Orleans Square Station.
Keep your eyes open for rogue elephants,
New Orleans Square,
tiki birds,
Critter Country.
etc., etc.
If you'll be leaving us here, please remain seated until the train comes to a complete stop. Then watch your step or getting off. Have a good time in the frontier, you hear? For those of you continuing on with us, we'll
two toots on that whistle means that we're clear to proceed into New Orleans Square Station. Please remain seated at all times while the train is in motion. Thank you so much. Have a magical day. Our next stop, Mickey's Toontown Depot. Welcome aboard.
To those who just joined us, welcome aboard the Disneyland Railroad. To ensure a safe ride, remember to stay seated with your hands, arms, feet, and legs inside the train. And please, watch your kids.
Para su seguridad, permanezca sentado y mantenga las manos, brazos, pies y piernas dentro del tren. Y cuide a los pequeños. Gracias.
We're now entering Splash Mountain, where every day is a zippity-doo-dah day. If you look real hard, you might just find your laughing place.
I like that ride. I ride in the summer. I ride it on a nice
We're
Saturday.
now passing over Critter Country, where Winnie the Pooh, Tigger, Brer Rabbit, and Brer Bear make their homes and embark on fun-filled adventures. Although this land was made for critters, human-type folks are always invited to stop into business there. We're traveling along the rivers of America and into the American frontier as it looked more than a century ago. This area is so rich with natural beauty and wildlife, you can see why the early settlers were inspired to move west. You're seeing this view just like many of them did, from the comfort of a genuine steam-powered train. When these iron horses first started crisscrossing the country in the 1800s, the time it took folks to reach the west dropped from months to a matter of days. Why, steam power not only fuels trains, but the dreams of a whole new generation as they set this great frontier.
By the Teddy Jim and Reindeer winner, corral whatever the holiday is.
What it would be like to visit the cartoon town where Mickey, Minnie, Donald, and
An
Goofy
outdoor stage,
well, in just a few moments you can find out for yourself, because our next stop is Toontown Depot, official train station from Mickey's Toontown. This is also the nearest stop to Fantasyland, where you'll find many of your favorite Disney animated characters and stories.
Oh, now arriving at Mickey's Toontown Depot, folks. Please remain seated until the train makes a full stop. I'd like to thank y'all for joining us here. Our next stop, Tomorrowland Station. Welcome aboard.
Inside the train. And please, watch your kids.
¿Qué tal, amigos? Y bienvenidos a bordo. Para su seguridad, permanezca sentado y mantenga las manos, brazos, pies y piernas dentro del tren. Y cuide a los pequeños. Gracias.
As we steam on through Fantasyland, you may want to take one more look at the majestic Matterhorn Mountain and the happiest cruise that ever sailed. It's a small world. Ahead of us lies the future. Well, I guess we all know that. What I mean to say is, we're heading into Tomorrowland, where everything is possible. If you look overhead, you might catch a glimpse of a monorail. When Disneyland introduced the monorail back in 1959, it was the first daily operating monorail system in the entire Western Hemisphere. Winding below us is the Autopia, where drivers of all ages can get behind the wheel of a car, and no license is required. If If you ever wanted to become an astronaut, then you might want to stop at Space Mountain and Star Tours, where they got some newfangled flying spaceships that'll launch you into the deepest reaches of space. And you can ride them if you got the mind and the nerve. Well, folks, we're now arriving at Tomorrowland Station. If you'll be leaving us here, just stay seated till we come to a full stop. Gather your belongings and step carefully from the train. Thanks. Have fun in the future. For the rest of you, just sit tight. We'll be on our way again in just a minute.
We're now arriving at Tomorrowland Station, folks. Please remain seated until we make a full stop. This is your destination if you wish to transfer to the monorail. Next stop, Main Street Station. On the way, we're going to pass by the Grand Canyon and the Primeval world. That's right, we're going to see some dinosaurs. We encourage you folks to take pictures and video. However, we do ask that you please turn the flash off on the cameras and turn the backlighting off on your video equipment as a courtesy to your fellow guests. Thanks so much for your patience and cooperation.
Folks, I need all the little ones on a bench or a seat, please. If your child is on the floor of the car, please make sure they are seated on a bench or on a lap. Thank you.
Joining us, welcome aboard. The next leg of our journey will take us along the rim of the Grand Canyon.
Everybody have a magical day. Thanks for riding with us.
So for your safety, stay seated with your hands, arms, feet, and legs inside the train. Be sure to watch your kids and no flash pictures, please.
Para su seguridad, permanezca sentado y mantenga las manos, brazos, pies y piernas dentro del tren y cuide a los pequeños. Por favor, no tome fotografías con flash.
That was the Grand Canyon as we know it today. But it wasn't always that way. Right now, as we travel back in time, back to the fantastic primeval world, land of the dinosaurs.
Please remain seated. This is not Main Street Station, as you may have noticed. Our first clue was that we do not have dinosaurs at Main Street Station. Please remain seated. The train should be in motion momentarily. We've got a slow-moving train ahead of us. They have not cleared the Main Street Station. As soon as they do, we will be cleared to proceed into Main Street. Thanks so much.
Carefully from the train.
A little Disney trivia for you while we're sitting here waiting. the dinosaur portion, the Primeval World portion of the diorama here was a 1964 New York World's Fair exhibit. And it came to the park here in 1965, so it's celebrating 50 years here at the Disneyland Resort. And it's only about half of the original. We already had the Grand Canyon scene, so they couldn't fit the entire Primeval World in the tunnel here. This is about half of the original exhibit that they had at the New York World Fair. I think I heard 2 toots on that train whistle. That means that we are clear to proceed into Main Street Station. And please remain seated while the train is in motion. Thanks so much. Have a magical day. We're now arriving at Main Street Station, folks. Please remain seated until the train makes a full stop. Keep in mind, Main Street Station has no ramp, stairs only. If you have a wheelchair or stroller, we suggest you leave those folded until you reach the bottom of the stairs. Thanks so much for joining us here today, folks. Enjoy the rest of your time here at Walt Disney's original Magic Kingdom.